Hey guys, back again with another charting video. Um, Before we get into it though, I just want to tell you guys my bad for not posting in a while. I think it's been about a week, full week. Um, Basically just been a little busy recently, trying to keep up with these charting videos, and at the same time, I recently been starting going to the gym. Um, So yeah, I'm trying to figure out some type of schedule that I can have with both. Just because usually I like to chart at night. So around this time I usually like to chart, but just sometimes the gym gets in the way, and yeah. So I'm gonna try and keep posting for you guys still. But anyways, um, another thing as well, the options video, learning how to trade options, that one's coming soon. Same thing, just a little busy schedule, so I'm trying to find time to really do everything. But that options video will be coming soon. Um, so yeah, that's basically it. Let's start getting into it now. I'm a little tired right now. Want to go to sleep, so let's try and make this video as quick as possible, and as well, like always, go over the previous levels that we made last videos and see how they played out. So let's take a look at ES. ES. So for those of you guys that are new, the green levels means I was predicting it to go up, and the red levels mean I was predicting it to go down. Um, what other levels? I think white levels were neutral, and pink levels were dip buys, I believe. Um, yeah, I kind of forgot. I gotta write it down. Like I said, if you're new, um, I have horrible memory. So yeah. Um, First of all, let me actually see when I uploaded the last video. Just that way I can know where exactly we left off. Um, let's see. Okay, so it was exactly a week ago, and it was on November 26th. November 26th. When was that? November 26th on a Wednesday. So yeah. Okay. So, November 26th on a Wednesday. So we're right here. Okay, so we're right here. Okay, so maybe we made this level another day, or maybe we did make this here. Um, or not. Who knows? Yeah, to be honest, I kind of forgot. Or maybe I said this was that area. Like I said too, I gotta delete levels because then I get confused. Um, so yeah, as we can see here, if these levels were made on the 26th, this was, I would say, that breakout. We get that retest around this level, but it doesn't retest that. Oh, my battery is low on my mouse. It obviously didn't retest exactly on this level, but it did retest the top of pre-market base, the top of pre-market after the move on the 25th. So I believe, yeah. So this was the day when we marked everything. And so yeah, so we get that retest right above that. If you take a look at the wicks right there, and you can see that price is just kind of still building up. As we can see here, to be honest, I don't see too much going on. Let's take a look in today. Uh, Nothing much. It did fall down. Price did recover. So maybe I'm up for longs from this area. Let's just take a closer look. Okay, this is good for longs, I would say. Okay, once again, that way we don't get confused. Let me just do this. Okay. I don't like that. I still don't like that. Okay. So let's go ahead and make our line. Anything above this is that long. Right there. Okay, let's make this green. So I would say once it breaks that level, we're going in for longs. Take profit. Oh, whoops. take profit would be right here at that level. So first of all, let's delete these levels. That way we don't get confused. Oops, wrong. Okay, no, never mind. So yeah. Oops. So these are the levels. Take profit at this level. So yeah. Why? Why do I say that? Um, Price hit a demand area, started started going upwards, started trending upwards, and then eventually, made that base. Now it could be time for a base breakout. Another thing is that price went down and then recovered. So like I said, as long as it can just keep on continuing to hold above this green level, I'm looking for that green level for take profit. So entry here, take profit there. Um, Maybe this might go past that, but you know, we don't want to be greedy in this market. So my take profit is right there. I believe it's the same thing for this one as well. The 26 right here. Um, yeah, so obviously we went above the screen level. Um, Same thing. It's a nice play. A thing for NQ. So right here would definitely be my any any break above this level is for longs. So let's just mark that down. Go for that. And yeah, so anything above that is longs. Basically same reason. Same reason for NQ on ES. Take profit right here at this white level or now green level. Take profit. It's gonna be right there. Let's just delete this. Actually, this is gonna be our dip bias. This is gonna be our dip buy level. So let's make this. What was it? Pink. So pink is gonna be our dip buy level. Or no, pink is our take profit level. Sorry. Um, Pink is take profit. So our take profit is gonna be pink. Our dip buys. What should we color our dip buys? I kind of forgot. Um, did we say white? We'll just say white. Or is there another color that's kind of not really? Do I have to? Okay. So is there another gray? Is gray? No, I don't like that color. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to find a color um for our dip buys, but I can't see. Okay, screw it. Yellow's our dip buy. Or gold, whatever it is. I'm a little colorblind, so yeah. So we'll just say that's our dip buy. Pink is take profit. So I'm looking for a break of that green level and take profit at that pink level. Most likely, this is probably gonna break through. But just like how we said, we don't want to be greedy. Anyways, let's continue. RTY, same thing. When was it? 26. 26 is right here. Okay, so this was called out here. So I believe we said, once it breaks out of this level right here. Um, okay, so I made this video on the 26th. Okay, yeah, so it was this day. This was a Wednesday, I believe. Yeah, it was a Wednesday. Sorry. So yeah, 26 was a Wednesday. So we said once it breaks above this level, um, wait a, okay, now I'm confusing myself. Okay, it was 26 pre-market, so it was in this area, so it already went above. So I believe we said a possible bounce of this area, and we did get that bounce, and that was today. So if you're new to the channel, I've always said, um, levels might not react instantly. They might not react the next day, 2 days, 3 days. Sometimes it can react next week. So, what happened? I made the call out on the 26th, which was exactly a week from now, and it ended up going up today. So that's just how the market is. Um, but it did go up. Um, so yeah, as of now, I probably wouldn't trade this. I wouldn't trade this at all. If anything, just go based off of pre-market levels. YM definitely had the best one. So we said, I think we said a possible retest on this level. I'm assuming. Um, Obviously we didn't get that. Oh my gosh, I don't know what the hell happened. So yeah, we obviously didn't get that Cause okay, yeah, so we're right here. We're right here when we called it out. Nothing much happened. Um, except just like a little base right here in this area, and then we obviously get that breakout. Same thing. I wouldn't trade this. Um, ES and NQ are definitely better. All right. Oops. Like I said, let's keep it fast. Let's try and move. Next one, oil. Remember, like how we said, we don't really trade oil, but it's nice to look at every once in a while. I believe we set a short on that. I think I'm not too sure, or I think we already went over that. Let's delete it. Just that way we don't get confused again. I think I also did say some type of bounce from this level. It's still ranging around. Um, so yeah, still ranging. Nothing much. Probably wouldn't touch this at all. Um, yeah, like I said, I don't really trade oil. Okay, so I believe we said a short for gold. If this was okay, yeah. So we said a short from gold. Um, just because we had a gap, maybe some type of a retest. Obviously, it didn't go our way. So yeah, it just kept going up. It's trending upwards. So now we're getting the retest actually on that level. So right here, so we can just extend this. Um, maybe this could sell, maybe not. But let's just say dip. Let's just call this a dip buy. So our dip buys. Oh, sorry, I almost confused. So our dip buys are yellow now. So that's gonna be our dip buy. Just because we see this is now turned into a support level. Just because we see the move basically happen on that level, and then ended up shooting up. Tried coming back down, and then popped right back up. Same thing during pre-market right now. If we take a look at the smaller interval, we see prices coming back down. So maybe we can see some type of pop again. Will it happen? Maybe, maybe not. Just like how I said in all my other videos, market does whatever the hell it wants. We're not going to guess it 100% of the time. So yeah, that's going to be my dip buy. Take profit is just going to be previous day highs or lows. So since we're opening here, I would say take profit would probably be if pre-market stays where it's at. I would say take profit would be right here. My next one would be right here. And then my final take profit would be the high of today. Um, so yeah, and this is future, so it's kind of tough when you're holding from all the way down here all the way up here. Um, so yeah, just because like I said in my other videos, futures move very differently than stocks. They move crazy. They can either go up and then just shoot right back down, just like this. Like right here, we take a look here. Price went up. If you're not experienced, you're gonna think, oh, price is gonna move up. Let me take profit all the way up here. At the close of yesterday, obviously it didn't reach that, and it just shot right back down. Um, and even though it bounced previously on this level, and then it just dropped, and then again went up, and then today it went down, but it didn't crack below pre-market low until today. So this could drop below, maybe not. Um, but these are definitely my take profit level. Or sorry, these have to be pink. So these are my take profit levels. Okay. Once again, guys, my bad if I look a little sluggish. It's been a little crazy, like I said. I'm trying to go to the gym. I'm a little fat. You guys can't really tell because I don't have the camera pointed down. I wish I can point it a little more down, but I can't. Um, so yeah, I'm a little fat. I might not look like it, but I have a little gut that I'm trying to get rid of, and not only that, I'm very skinny. Um, and I'm a little weak, so I'm trying to fix that. Anyways, back to the charts. Um, Let's remove that. So we see here. Okay, so our white levels are going to be neutral levels. What do we see here? Resistance here. We see a nice resistance. So right there. Oh, that's right. Keep it at white. This is where I say you can either short it or go long. What I think is this can possibly go, I would say this can be a long just because it tried rejecting, but ended up bouncing right up. And it also depends on the futures as well. Um, so let's look intraday. So if we pay attention to this, this looks very okay. Let me do this. Let me do this. Okay. Okay. Take a look. Take a look at this. Let's see. Maybe the second day is probably a little better. Okay. Okay, let's just focus on today. What happened today? Let's focus on that. Okay, focus on what happened today. So, guys, what do you guys notice? I'll give you 5 seconds. Actually, a little more. Let me be on my phone really quick. Don't look at anything else. Look at the top left and the middle top. Look at those two charts and tell me what you guys notice. So XLK and ES. So these ones are here. So this box and this box. Everything else, don't worry about it. But keep looking and tell me what you notice. All right, time's up. If you guys, I'm sure you guys figured it out. There's no way you guys didn't. But if you guys didn't figure it out, um, they look very similar. Um, Obviously they didn't have the same exact move, but it's very similar. As you can see, it shot down and then recovered. Yes, shot down and recovered. So this is why I say, depending on the futures, also depends on everything else. So the futures is mainly more tech heavy, at least now. Um, so it's more tech heavy. Um, NQ is probably a little more tech heavy than ES. But they're both pretty tech heavy. Anyways, so what does that mean? That means XLK, the technology sector, is basically going to have almost the same movements as ES. Um, so yeah. So what what can we say about this right here? My thoughts is, like I said, this can be neutral, this can go up, or it can reject. At the same time, ES is also at that resistance level or broke out of that resistance level, and it can most likely pop up, or it can just pop up really quick and reject. Like I always say, we don't know what it's going to do. We can't predict it 100% of the time, but we do use these tools to help us out. Um, so, anyways, like I said, I'm very neutral on this. This can either go long or this can go down. So, like I always say, just use the pre market levels. If it goes up, if it breaks above pre market high, go long. If it breaks below, short it. Oh my gosh. My bad. Oh my gosh, that was a bad sneeze. It's like something clogged in my throat. And then, oh my gosh, I can't even explain it. It's like, I can't even explain it. But it was a horrible sneeze. Like something got stuck as I sneezed, and then, oh my gosh, like I said, I can't explain it, but it feels horrible. Um, Probably just because my whole setup is dusty. So I'm probably breathing in all the dust and I'm just sneezing. I gotta get some air compressors and blow my whole computer and everything. There's a little too much dust around here. So yeah, anyways. So yeah. So most likely the technology sector is at resistance. So most likely Everything else is probably going to be similar in the technology sector. So let's take a look. CRM. Oh my gosh, what the hell? Oh, that's right. Earnings. CRM had earnings today. Um, so this would be for me invalid. Usually for earnings, I don't like to do earnings. Earnings is 100% a a gamble trade. Um, so for earnings, you can't buy at least for unless your broker allows it or whatever. But for the main ones like Webull and stuff like that, um, they don't let you trade after hours. So that's why I say this is most likely a gamble because you don't know whether it's going to go up or down. Sometimes it can exceed earnings and it'll still go down, or when the earnings are low, it'll go up. So it's a gamble when you're taking earnings. Um, so anyways, and you could make a lot of money on this. Like I mean, if you took a long at the close, 238, and right now we're at 244, and we already went to 261, basically nearly $30. That is a lot of money, but this is a very risky way of playing it. But anyways, enough of that. I am not gonna talk about CRM. It just had earnings. It's gonna move crazy. Like I said, if you're getting in on earnings, you're gonna have to do it before the market closes, and it's always gonna be a lottery. And you're never gonna predict it. Um, just because you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know if it's gonna go up or down unless you have some insider info. But even then, I don't even think you can predict it. Um, Obviously, you can get it right. Before the earnings today, I was thinking, okay, this is probably going to go up. And that's exactly what it did. But like I said, it's very risky. Anyways, you guys understand the point. So taking a look at the 26, did we not say anything for the 26? I don't have any levels marked down. I should have said something. I'm pretty sure I did. I probably just didn't mark down levels. But we were in the demand zone, so that's what this level is. So look at this. We're clearly in a demand level. I would say it can still be a nice time to buy. Um, Only if it reaches down on this level. But anyways, no levels for this. The move is done. Had earnings. It exploded. So we're not gonna take a look at that. But we were in demand. So if you were to get option contracts for weeks out, that would have been nice. But anyways, Microsoft. So same thing. So if you guys don't know, I believe NQ holds most of has more holdings on Microsoft. I think it's the most. It makes up the most percentage of the Nasdaq, I believe. Um, or it's Nvidia. I'm not too sure. I kind of forget. I believe it's either Nvidia or Microsoft, but it's one of them. Microsoft is top three at least. But anyways, um, so what do we see today? Why did Microsoft shoot down while yes recovered? Um, I don't know. Like I said, there's no reason to. That's just how the market is. Um, so yeah, as we can see, we were at resistance and it just rejected. That's normal price action. Most likely, maybe tomorrow we can see a pop and we can get that recover. So, I don't. Did I give out any levels on this? No, I don't. I don't think we gave out any levels on Microsoft, at least from what I can remember. So, anyways, let's extend this line from 2 videos ago. Let's extend this, and if you kind of notice what happened, it bounced exactly on this line. Look at that. Multiple times. One, two, three, and then shot right back up. So imagine if you got in this 475, took it all the way up here, 482. That is a huge move. This is your dip buy. This is the most clear dip buy I've ever seen. At least today. Tomorrow this could go down if the mark. So Microsoft is weak. Why is it weak? But it's weak. Um, Obviously, the more technical way is investors, blah blah blah. They don't see much value, so they're gonna want to drop the price a little bit, maybe for people to rack up shares, blah 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 blah. So, anyways, obviously I know that. I'm not saying I completely don't know why it dropped with no knowledge of market sense. Um, so yeah. Anyways, um, what I'm trying to get at is that Microsoft is weak. So looking at it by the chart wise, not by anything else, Microsoft is weak. So I believe if the futures are able to push up above that resistance level, Microsoft is going to bounce from that dip level. So why? So I think as of now, Microsoft has the best risk to reward. Why? Some of you guys, if you guys are new and you guys don't know much about the stock market, some of you guys might see this and say, why would you go for a long if it had a huge move to the downside and it didn't even recover all the way? Because it's a dip buy. This is a perfect dip buy. And if the market has the strength, if the futures have the strength tomorrow to push above its resistance level, this is also going to push probably all the way back up until this level. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and make that my take profit level. And not only that, if it doesn't go your way, oh well. If you enter right here and your stop loss is right there, it's $1 off for a what? 475 to 495. That's a what? $20 reward risking $1. If you're too scared to do that, you shouldn't be trading. You probably don't have enough money in your account to trade this. Um but so yeah, and not only that, it confirmed the bounce right here. Can this fail? Absolutely. This could shoot all the way down. This can go down here. This can blow down there. This can break below these and then go all the way down here. Is that gonna happen? I don't know. um, so yeah. So there's that. But if you do catch it, right here's the perfect spot to catch that and take profit up here. Or you'd want to go like the previous day. So obviously, realistically, if you're in heavy, you're not gonna want to take profit all the way up there. You're gonna want to slowly scale out. So what I mean by that, take your entry there, pre-market high. Let's say you're 5 contracts in. Entry right here, 5 contracts. Boom, take out one. Boom, take out two or three. Boom, take out another one. Boom, take out another one. And then your final one, take it out right there. However, we're in the middle of the week. So the market ODTE is going to be Friday. Realistically, you might not be able to catch the move all the way up here if you take a weekly. So I would say to maximize your reward, I would say take a contract a couple weeks out. Anyways, there's that. So I believe it's going to go up. But I'm also a little neutral depending on how the futures want to roll tomorrow. So next, we're taking too long. Next, Apple. I believe we haven't really said much about Apple. It's at all-time highs. I believe this is all-time highs. Yeah, all-time highs. Remember what we said last video? If you're new, we say that all-time highs, you don't wanna trade those. You can if you want, but me personally, I don't trade all-time highs, at least for longs. If I want to trade it, I'd want to go down. Um, but yeah, we got some nice selling pressure though. We're right here at the previous all-time high. If you follow my cursor, this level, um, it broke above, but today it closed below it. So this could be a short. Um, so yeah. But at the same time, I'd leave that alone. I wouldn't touch that. Google. Let's see. Do we say anything? No, we didn't say anything. Let's delete this. Um, let's see, 11:26. Okay, so we're right here. I think we said probably don't touch this. Same thing. I would probably say just don't touch this at all. Um, this could be a good one to trade maybe, but like I said, near all-time highs, we don't want to touch that. So yeah, let's go to the next one. Like I said, I'm tired. Let's speed this through. Okay, Oracle. So, um, not too sure when I said we made this, but Oracle is at a nice dip buy. So let's change this to the pink level. Sorry, not pink, yellow. So that's a nice dip area. Uh, so I would consider this demand. We call this out. I believe every other video that I've made, we called this out. And look, today it shot up. I would say perfect right here. You get the break of that little supply or that resistance, and that's your trade. Take it up here, take profit. This is TP. Take profit right there, and then you want to enter right here. So green is entering, yellow dip buy. So yeah, so we can possibly see a break. Like I said, it depends on the futures. But look, this is a very nice one. This has strength. Basically followed exactly what the futures did today. It dropped, not a lot, but it dropped and then recovered and then kind of stayed right there at the resistance level. Or at the supply, same thing. Supply resistance, same exact thing. Anyways, so yeah, I would say once price breaks that level, I'm in. Or my dip buy would probably be that 202, final dip buy 200. But that 202 is probably my dip buy. So yeah, I see a lot of potential in this, and not only that, like look at all this reward, guys. Like look, you're all the way at the bottom in a demand area, and you have all this upside, 337. That's over $100. So yeah, let's move on to the next video. I mean, next video. Next chart. NFL X, Netflix. So let's see. When did we call this one out? 11:27. Okay, so I believe we called it out on this day. Yeah. So on this level, we said a possible breakout of that level. That's exactly what happened. Would I take this trade? No, because like we said, you don't want to get in all the way down there and take it all the way up there. However, if we do take a look intraday, this is actually a nice level to take that trade. It's at pre-market low. So like I said, go based off of pre-market levels. So we're at pre-market low. It opened there. Basically been basing out right below resistance. Based out blah blah blah. Entry right here 106. Take it all the way to the high 107 dollar move, nice move, or all the way to the very high 108 or near 108. Or if you wanted to hold it, blah blah blah, broke above. Now it's retested and then failed, broke below. So Netflix is very weak right now. It just blew right below, with the market, and then as you can see, it didn't recover. But my guess is that if possibly this is a very risky one. But my guess is that if the market can just kind of base out right there, continue to make a tight base, this can go up. So right there, where that's gonna be that. Take profit. You have a lot of reward. Take profit all the way up here. So 104 to 107, that'd be a nice move. Let's see, where are we currently? So we're in a downtrend. So this is pretty risky. You know, this is a very risky thing, a very risky trade, but it'll definitely be worth it. Would I trade this? Probably not, because, like I said, this is very weak. It's below support. Let's just move this. So look, it's below support. It didn't recover. It's very weak. Like I said, I probably wouldn't touch this, but this can be a nice one to trade if it does go your way. Like I said, the best one is Microsoft. That's the best one as of now. So same thing. Let's keep it going. Just try and go faster. Um, So same thing. Just go based off of this level. A little bit of resistance on that 650. But I would say long. Personally, like I said, I wouldn't touch this. Um, I'm not sure when we. Yeah, let's just delete these levels. Like I said, just not confuse me. I probably wouldn't touch this at all. Like I said, Microsoft. That's gonna be the best one to trade. IBM, IBM. What did we say about this one? Okay, this can be a nice dip buy. Okay, why? Taking a look, taking a closer look at it. We see right here, previous resistance right there. Obviously broke below. Selling pressure, obviously, and then it broke above, and then tested, and then tested again. Base, and then tested again. We could probably see maybe another sell off from this level, maybe dip buy right there, 288. Would I touch this? No, but just to give you guys something, at least from what I see, I would probably say a dip buy right here just because multiple bounces. But we are near all time highs, or is this all time highs? Yeah, we are at all time highs, so maybe this can be a short. And just going based off that, I'm gonna say I'm actually neutral now. So neutral is gonna be the white levels. So trade it up or down. So yeah. What's next? That was IBM, Amazon. Like I said, let's keep trying to speed this up. Amazon. What do we say about Amazon? I'm not too sure if we said anything about this. Like I said, these levels help me out, but when I extend them all the way, they don't help me out. So yeah, I guess as of now, nothing for Amazon. I don't see anything worth trading on Amazon, at least now. Maybe a short, um, but it's trending upwards. Maybe some type of base. I would say right here would probably be some type of dip buy, um, just because this was previous resistance and then broke out, and then now we're trading above, and we're now pulling back. So dip buy right there. Same thing though, neutral. Take take a look at NVIDIA. So I think we said, so obviously we said a short. There's a red line. I just don't know when I said that. So I gotta be careful on how I do this. So I believe I did it on here. Um, if you guys want to take a look at my previous video, but um, NVIDIA, we're at NVIDIA right now. I'm just gonna assume we did say it. Just because there's this red mark, and I think I did say a short from this level. Why? Because we're in a downtrend. We came from all time highs. We're trending downwards. And then I think at the time the futures were also trending downwards. So obviously at the open of that day of the 27th, it just sold right off the open. Or sorry. Oh, that's right, Thanksgiving. So it had an extra day. So, anyways, market was closed Thanksgiving, so Friday, yeah, the 28th. That's when the move happened. So yeah, um, it just broke below pre-market low, and then yeah, blah 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 blah. We were in a downtrend, open at pre-market low. That's your trade. Um, it is a little difficult though, just because like I said, we were at like some sort of retest level or some sort of support level. But like I said, we were trending downwards, based out. Not only that, couldn't really break above. It was trading in between, so most likely a short. So yeah, there's that. Let's take a look at something else. TSM. Okay, now this is where I don't get confused. This is where I know I drew something because I made it like this. Um, so yeah, anyways, we see this level was a resistance level. So we made this on the 27th. We said, okay, most likely gonna break above this. Did it happen the next day? No, we opened up all the way down here. However, it did happen yesterday. And then not only that, it happened again today. It dropped with the market and recovered fully. V-shape recovery. Um, where do you trade this? Let's see. Let's take a look. Where is our entry? It's a tough one, to be honest. Same thing. I would say our entry would have been right here, probably. But it's a very tough one because there's not really much levels and aggressive selling like that. It's very risky to get in on. So let's extend this. This is now my dip buy level or support level for the upside. Same thing. It's just gonna depend on how the market rolls tomorrow. But we see that nice bounce. This is gonna be our dip buy level. So let's move on to the next one. We're still in the technology sector. I gotta speed this up. Um, I said go for longs. Look what happened. It made a small long 217, $218 move. The next day is when it did that move, and then it went all the way up here. So if you held from 217 to 224, nice, good job, nice move from there. So now let's just extend it once again. Extend that. Let's change this color. This is going to be our dip buy, yellow, TP right here. Let's change that to pink. So yeah, that's how you trade that. Let's move on. QCOM. Whoops. QCOM. Okay, so QCOM, nice level. Beautiful. So we see where we're at that resistance, and then right here, dip buy right here, perfect. We were at that resistance, and we obviously broke well above. Tested again that pre-market low, and then shot right above, and then just been trending upwards. Like I said, why I said this, if we were in a downtrend, we based out right there on demand, and this was a well-known demand level, as you can see right here, a very well-known demand level. Every time we reached this level, it always shot right back up. Um, and that's exactly what happened. So if you caught that nice move, good job. And then take profit right there. So imagine if you took that trade at 166, 169, or 170. So that's a nice move, $4 move. Nice, cool. How do we trade this now? We don't. So let's remove these levels. Same thing, keep that dip buy there. So if the market were to pull back tomorrow, then that's my dip buy. If this pulls down heavily, but this is probably won't. So I probably wouldn't trade this at all. We are like another little resistance level, so I guess you can take your trade right there. Let's just mark it down just to have something to remember it by. But at the same time, I probably wouldn't trade this. Maybe, maybe not. Depends on how the market wants to go tomorrow. But right there, that's your level for an entry. Um, what's after QCOM? MU. MU is a very nice one. I actually really like MU. Same thing. We said break above this level. It obviously didn't happen the next day, but it did happen the next day. And look, right here as well, all right on our dip buy level. So look at that. That was perfect. Pre-market reacted like that, reacted on that dip buy level, bounced, did that. Obviously, you're most likely not gonna catch this. To me, in my opinion, I might have caught this on if I were to trade this. I might have caught in it, or but it's very risky. Just because it already bounced during pre-market, it didn't have to go all the way up. So anyways, so there's that. We are currently at the dip buy level again, but remember, just like how we said, it matters on how the futures want to roll. And not only that, I believe we're at near or we're near all-time highs, so this can be a short. Or yeah, so this can be a short. But I'm still liking this for longs, to be honest. Um, so yeah, there's that. Let's take a look at AVGO. Let's, like I said, let's speed these up. So I believe we said dip buy on this level. We obviously didn't get that dip buy. Um, so yeah, we didn't get that dip buy. But it did sell right below it. So what are my thoughts? It's probably gonna sell. So no move for this one. Move already happened. Unless it goes all the way back up here again and then sells off again, or right here, this level, this 390, and that's when I take my entry for shorts. But yeah, specifically that same thing. I'm gonna touch that. Let's move on to the next one. XLV. Okay, perfect. So we set a short from this level. And that's exactly what happened. We got a short from that level. That was a perfect level. So imagine the move. Okay, realistically, you're gonna catch it down here. 158, 154, or 155 technically. Um, so as we see that, um, that's a nice move to catch. That's a $4 move or $6 move. Sorry. So yeah, what do I think now? Probably wouldn't trade this at all. Um, we did get a bounce from that level right there, but um, who knows if it'll bounce? It just rejected off of previous all-time high, so um, I wouldn't trade that to be honest. Let's move on to the next one. Johnson and Johnson, J&J. Okay, J&J. So same thing. Where we at all time? Okay, yeah, we were already at all-time highs, and its sector pushed down. So, oh my gosh. So the sector pushed down. Most likely, the sector continues to keep pushing downwards. Um, then it's going to sell off. So I believe, okay, so we have two levels. Um, so I think obviously I was neutral. I believe I said go off of pre-market levels, and that's exactly what happened. So this would have played out perfectly multiple times. This stay, entry right there or right here, and then take profit all the way down there. So what happens? 206 to 203, $3 move. Or again, if you were to catch that today, 206 to 205. Nice move. Let's see what's next. So yeah, nice level. PE. Okay. Like I said, I can't go based off of these levels just like that. Um, so let's just delete these. Um, I don't see much value in this one. Wouldn't trade this at all. So yeah. There's plenty of other tickers to trade. So I wouldn't touch this. Let's move on. That's Pfizer, UNH. UNH. Okay, so this one, I believe I remember the break of this level. Obviously, it didn't happen the next day, but it did happen today. So that UNH one was a very nice trade. Let's just remove these levels. This is now going to be my dip buy. Okay, so now, but we are at resistance, so maybe we can break above, maybe not. It made a huge move today, nearly a $20 move. So I'm expecting some type of pullback. So yeah, let's go to the next one. Let's go to XLF. XLF, this was a perfect trade, but for when I marked it down for the 25th. Imagine if you held it from there. 51, 53, nice move. Um, and I think I said I probably wouldn't touch this at all. Um, so yeah, same thing. Wouldn't touch it, but it does look like it's trending upwards. But same thing. Let's not touch that one. JP Morgan, same thing as doing that dumb thing again, where I can't really see the full chart. Um, so yeah, I can't give my thoughts on that. Bank of Bank of America, same thing. Can't really give my thoughts on it. We get a flag pattern, and then breakout. Um, Same thing. Can't trade that. Um, Goldman Sachs. So I believe maybe we said some type of dip buy, but I don't think so. Um, I wouldn't trade this. If anything, maybe it's short. I believe we're all-time highs. Yeah, all-time high. Um, it's trending upwards, has a lot of strength to the upside, but I would say possibly a short from this level. So that's my guess. A possible short. So let's just mark that red. Next one, Visa. Okay, so I think we said a rejection from this level. When? Not too sure. Um, but probably in a previous day. Would I trade this? No. Actually, let's look at the 4 hour. Um, maybe if price can continue to reject, I'd probably trade that, but let's remove that for now. As of now, wouldn't trade this. MA. Okay, so we said a. Let's see. Okay, so okay, yeah, like I said, I believe we said some type of buy at that level, but I don't remember because this wasn't the right color. But however, this now turns into a support level to the upside. The move already happened, so I probably wouldn't trade this at all. We can get some type of break right there, 557. Same thing, I wouldn't trade that. Microsoft is the one to trade. So that was MA. So now next sector, let's move to jets. Remember, just like I always said last time, we don't trade jets, but we do look at the sector. So yeah, this sector's been trending upwards, so most likely all the other airlines are going up as well. LUV, maybe I think we okay. No, let's remove this level. Okay, so I believe we said don't touch this one. So yeah. I still wouldn't touch this. It already went up a lot. Let's move on to the next one. DAL. Same thing. Like I said, all the airlines are probably going to be very similar. They probably already trending upwards. So, like I said, wouldn't touch the airline sector. Let's look at Boeing. Boeing. Okay, when did we say this? 11:25. Okay, let's just remove that. I believe we said that in another video. 11:27. Okay, let's just delete these. Okay, maybe last video we did say some type of break from this point. And that did happen. But let's just remove that. Same thing, wouldn't trade Boeing. Um, Microsoft is a lot better than Boeing. UAL. UAL. When do we say this? Not sure when we said this. So I'm just gonna delete it. Same thing. No, no charts. Nothing. I would say it's short actually, but its sector is very strong. So maybe possible. Maybe it's possible that it just keeps running upwards. So let's just extend it right there. However, all-time highs. Usually all-time highs, it tends to sell off, or at least pull back. So right there, if we extend this to the left, we can see it's always rejected from that level. So yeah, there's that, and you can see it's already rejecting, or already rejected. So yeah, next one. Let's see, what do we see in energy? Nothing much. At resistance, this could be trending upwards still, but I wouldn't touch this at all. Same thing, probably all the other energy tickers are probably going to be at resistance. Let's go to XOM. Okay, maybe we might have said some type of short from here, just because I had this level, but I don't know. Like I said, once I extend it, I don't know what I said, because I don't remember. So let's remove these lines. Let's just remove everything. Um, Same thing. Wouldn't trade this move already happened today if you were going for longs. So yeah, move already happened. Wouldn't trade this. Move on. That was XOM. Go to CVX. Okay. This was okay. No, this is what I remember because I ended it right there. So we set a short, just because it broke below, its base. Um, Obviously faked us out, or just the move hasn't really played yet. So if we just kind of extend this, um, it obviously didn't reject from that level. We ended up going well above. So let's remove that. And it looks like it's rejecting from this level, so maybe this can be right there. So yeah, or the price might be able to reclaim. So yeah, that's it might be able to reclaim this level. Maybe it will, maybe not. But yeah, so there's that. Next one, let's go to Shell. Same thing, we don't trade Shell. Um, so yeah, same thing. Nothing. I don't like Shell because of all this weird price. Arc sector. Okay, so once again, we set a short from this level. Oh no, that was another time. Um, this one probably another time as well. Um, okay, this one I would say is a nice level to trade. So where the move started to the downside, it's now reached that level, and it looks like it's going above or trying to break above. So I would say once it breaks above this level, it's gonna go up, obviously, and then once if it breaks below that level, it's gonna go down. I'm tired. So yeah, there's that chart. Actually, let's put no. I would say this is probably gonna go up. So yeah, Arc is a nice one. Probably everything in its sector is probably gonna do the same thing as well, or already happened. Tesla. When do we say this? Okay. Same thing. Let's remove that. Same thing. Remove this one as well. Tesla. Tesla was a nice one today. So Tesla already broke out of when its move happened. So if we take a look right here, I would say this can be our dip buy level. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's gonna be our dip buy level. It broke out of this area. Now I'm seeing it now. I'm hoping for some type of pullback to that area. So yeah, there's that. So I wouldn't touch Tesla unless it hits this level. Next one, Coinbase. Coinbase. Okay, so we said a long from this level, but it didn't play out until today. Same thing, keep the same levels, except dip buy is gonna be right here, and then take profit right there, and then your last take profit right there. So yeah, there's your trade. Dip buy is right here, and take profit right there. So 270 to 288, an $18 move. Nice move right there. Let's look at Roblox. Roblox. Okay, so we said I think we said a long. Okay, yeah. So we said a long from this area, so it did play out. But obviously in the long run, it didn't play out, and it didn't touch take profit all the way there. But yeah, I mean, like I said in multiple other videos, if we could just kind of go based off pre-market levels. Um, so yeah, this is just kind of this one would have been a tough one to take a trade on. So yeah, I would say this probably didn't work out very well. we'll just say that. So let's just delete this level. And okay, so where the move happened, I would say this would be our dip buy. So the move happened there. Move happened there. So my guess is that if it's sector and the whole market can continue to push up, this is gonna be your dip level. Just because we get a bounce here, bounce here, bounce here. I believe if we look at the daily, it might be a doji. Huh, yeah, yeah, we get a doji candle, so we might be able to see it pop right back up or not. My guess is that this is a dip buy. Next one. Let's take a look at shop. Okay. I would say any break from this level, still trending upwards. Oh, whoops. Okay, I would say go for longs after that and then trail it. So yeah, I would say trail until it obviously retests to confirm the continuation and then just go based off our free market highs. But usually remember, like how we said, the breaks you always just want to trail. So shop is a nice one. Plantier, same thing. I don't know when I made this level, so let's just delete it. But very similar. Plantier from here. We're looking for a long. A long on that area. So we're looking for a break right there. So yeah. Let's move on to the next one. Disney. Not sure what I said here, but we can just mark this level as a dip buy. Actually, yeah, let's take this off so we don't get confused. What do we say? I think we said right here. So this level, edit this. That's your dip buy. Slow it down. There you go. Why? Because it broke out. This was previous resistance. Below this was the support. Yeah. Previous support, basically going off of this when the move happened right here to start the uptrend, or it was already trending upwards, but yeah. Anyways. So yeah, price was trending upwards to this resistance level, broke above, retested or tested it right here, and based out doji, and then shot right back up. So there is the intraday levels. So same thing. That's what I did buy. I'm looking for upside, and if you get multiple week, if you get a contract that has multiple weeks out for expiration, you take the move from 105 all the way up to 115, a $10 move, a nice move. Take profits up there in the long run. So let's look at something else. Cat, oops. Cat, what do we say? Okay, so we said a long from this level. Oops. So we said a long on that level. So, that's exactly what happened. We get that long, and it happened today. Cat, lows, same thing. Extend this, boom, long. It's still good for longs. Next one, Home Depot. Good for longs. Good for longs. Yeah, we didn't really get much on that, but yeah, wouldn't trade this. I'd stick to the other ones. Same thing. I'd still just stick to Microsoft. Let's speed this up. I'm tired. Wouldn't trade this. But dip level, same thing right there. Let's keep it going. Walmart. Wouldn't touch it. But it did bounce off of this level, like how we said. But wouldn't touch this. It already shot up. PayPal. PayPal. So we said, oh, perfect. So we said there was going to be a long from this area. That's exactly what happened. We just couldn't get that test. So trade invalid. Now it's trending downwards. It's following the market, except this one didn't recover at all. So it's probably going to be a short. Move on to the next one. XYZ. XYZ. What do we say about this? Okay, so XYZ, I think we just said maybe the break of here and then take profit here, I'm assuming. And we get that. And then instantly after the next day, it just rejected. So yeah, let's just take these levels off. Let's just say a break of that. Well, let's just say, let's just take this off completely actually. So yeah, last one. Like I said, I'm tired. I'm gonna end this. I want to speed this up. So yeah, nothing much. No move for Starbucks. I'd wait. So yeah. That's gonna be it for today's video. The ticker of tomorrow is going to be Microsoft. It's at the bottom, perfect dip by level. And then today's high is right here, this 490 level. So from 475 to 490 is a nice move. That's gonna end it off for today. Um, so yeah, hopefully he'll be back on the charts tomorrow. So see you guys tomorrow. All right, so later, guys.